Here it is, Monday, Monday, Monday. And I don't have a lot of coffee. Uh-oh. Normally I time it so I get a fresh cup of coffee before I start the show. That's all right. We'll make it. So here it is, Monday. I got a lot of work done yesterday. I kind of put my head down and went to work, and it felt good to get some of that stuff off my plate. And you have to understand, I am a procrastinator. When I don't feel like doing something, I just push it off and push it off and push it off and push it off. Well, the label issue that gave me problems at Amazon with the whole ordeal I went with a couple of weeks ago was over labels. And all I had to do was update the labels for China, and they'll put on new labels, and it'll all be taken care of going forward. The problem is I just kept pushing it off and pushing it off and pushing it off, and they said, "Well, tomorrow we need the labels." So yesterday, I didn't do them Friday. I didn't do them. I knew Friday that they needed them for Monday. I pushed it off Friday. I pushed it off Saturday. I pushed it off most of the morning yesterday, and then I finally sat down and did it. And you know what? It didn't take long. And that's a problem I have. That's a character flaw in me. I know a lot of people do it. You push it off to the last minute. But I got it done. And then I was so in tune with working at that point that I rolled right into working on some of the pay-per-click. And it was interesting because I haven't done pay-per-click in a few months. So it was interesting to see how categories of products are advertised by Amazon. I don't know how else. I'm trying to think of a way to put it. For example, I always use granny panties, and people think it's funny, and that's probably why I do it. You get a little laugh and chuckle, but you remember it. So let's say you wanted to sell granny panties. Amazon takes your main keyword, which may not be the right keyword, and they kind of try and, when on an automatic campaign, they try and find a way to find the buyers. So maybe they see your main keyword as granny instead of underwear or panties or whatever you want to call them. You start getting all these random search results and clicks for crazy stuff. Granny glasses, granny dresses, granny hankies, granny this, granny that. Nothing to do with underwear whatsoever. You can get a list of all those keywords, and it doesn't matter what you're selling if those keywords have no relative whatsoever. For a bottle, you wouldn't want cup, saucer, mug, plate, all those things. So I found by adding negative phrases to my PPC campaigns from the start, I start to get better results. But now in Amazon, you can see the ASIN. And what I'm finding out is they target certain keywords at a time. I have a kitchen product. Okay. It's not a rug. But right now, Amazon seems to think I'm selling a kitchen rug because they target mat, floor, kitchen, uh, mat, floor, rug, throw, wall art. None of these things apply anywhere even close to my product. And it's spending a lot of money. The next thing I found is the Spanish words are burning through my budget in pay-per-click. So the first thing I have to do is make my listings. The first thing I'm going to do is take out all the Spanish key terms. But on the back end of my listing, I'm going to add them so that when those words are searched, they show up generically. I don't know how it's going to work. I'm going to give it a shot. But guys, here's what I can tell you. You have to be on top of this pay-per-click stuff. My budget is 20. What do we spend? I think we spend like 20. We have a budget of like $21,000 a month for pay-per-click. I'm going to say 40% of it is wasted on search terms that are not relevant to the product whatsoever. If I was selling this ceramic coffee mug, they would put up stuff like ceramic salt and pepper shakers, ceramic dish, ceramic plate, dinnerware, ceramic lined frying pans. I mean, they take the word ceramic and they go crazy with it, spending my money. So I've had to track down, and right now I have 78 negative keywords, keyword phrases like that. Rug, curtains, curtain rod, bathroom rug. So I've had to go through I've had to go through and find how to help Amazon locate my buyers. What search terms do we need to trim down? And you have to understand, like, if I was going to go see Jackie and Sarah, I'd head west because they are in California. Not that that's the smartest thing, but they are in California, and I would head west. As I got further west, I would want to narrow down my directions. 40 west. Okay, I'm on 40 west, and it's headed out towards California. That's a general direction. Just like a general search term will point the searches towards where I want to be, but you have to refine it. And it's a lot of work, guys. And if you don't keep pushing your search terms and narrowing your search down, you're going to keep wasting money on pay-per-click, and it's not going to make money for you. My cables are tight in the closet door. Sorry. So it's a matter of you have to work diligently in a systematic way. So for me, I'm trying to find a method to the madness of the search terms, and how I do my pay-per-click. How do I update it? The first thing I got to do is get it somewhat organized. It is a disaster. I never used portfolios before, so I started using the portfolios. It takes time to move the campaigns around in the portfolios. But as you do all that, you start to see little similarities, especially if you sell the same product in several different formats. you'll start to see that you can take this list of negative key phrases from one and apply it to another one. I have numerous products that are similar, very, very similar. Some are just different bundles, and I could take all the negative key phrases and build a file and copy and paste them to all of them. What a difference it makes in your average cost of a sale. The object is that you got to get your listing seen to sell. Now, if you sell RA and you rely on Amazon to provide you traffic, that's fine. This is more towards private label and stuff like that. It's not easy. Even my RA stuff, I do run a advertising campaign on it. Very small advertising campaign, but Amazon tends to give me the buy box a little more because I spend a few dollars on advertising. So I get an unfair advantage with the buy box. I have no proof of that, but I see it in my numbers for myself. So for me, it's worth it. So as you narrow down your search term, you're going to find that you're able to raise your bid a little bit. Then when you raise your bid, you find a whole nother section of negative terms. It's a never ending battle. Then with Amazon taking so long to stock, one day your bid may be 20 cents and you're at the bottom, but all your competition sold out, and 20 cents puts you freaking at the top of the search results. It's a matter of having to, this is something that really is a full-time job for a company my size, because I don't even know what I have anymore, guys. I've been working on cleaning up my Amazon sales, my listings. So I've been going through and cutting listings and stuff like that. I'm trying to look in my Amazon right now. Right now I have 1,287 products active. 1,200 products active on Amazon. So my pay-per-click is large because every one of them have some kind of campaign on them. I use a lot of the reports from Amazon to find negative keywords. It's tough. It really is a full-time job. If you start at the top of the list and work your way to the bottom, when you get to the bottom, it's time to go back to the top and start over again. That's just pay-per-click. That's no adjustments to the back ends of the back end keyword search terms. That's no adjustment in your titles. That's no adjustment in your listings to add certain keywords that all of a sudden you see work. I found that if you sell a red mug and it starts selling really well for red mug, they'll all of a sudden start advertising it for blue mugs or yellow mugs. And what happens is as you get more refined, they start looking for, because your spending starts to, go down, they look for more words to increase your spending. Their object is to spend your money, guys. So the more focused you get your advertising, the better your results. And you have to be willing to understand that even though it looks like it should be a targeted keyword for you, it's not always that way. For example, if you sell, let's say you sell silverware, okay, kitchen silverware. Just because it says kitchen spoon, you would think, well, that's silverware. You may need to make that exact phrase negative because it's showing people are looking for serving spoons or a spoon to stir in the pot or something like that. You have to be willing to make what you think negative. Now, a kitchen spoon, if I was selling silverware, would be a negative exact match. It wouldn't be a phrase match. Um, and stuff like that. If you work at it and learn what you're doing, it actually gets a lot better. I've been doing this. I started doing listings, pay-per-click on Amazon. I think my first ad was 2013 or 14. Since I started, see if I can get a lifetime on my advertising campaigns. You used to be able to. I don't know if you still can. Lifetime. Since the start of my campaigns, I have spent $471,497.34. It has generated me $2,711,317.51 in sales. And I've had 365,833,852 impressions during that time. My ACOS over that entire time, my average cost of sale is 17%. That means for every dollar in sales, I spend 17 cents on advertising to generate that sale. That is not my total sales. That's just my sales from advertising spending. Guys, it is a massive part of my business, and it's a part of my business I don't spend a lot of time focusing on. You memorized that? LOL. No, I actually opened up my Amazon and looked at it. It's massive. It's massive spend, but the massive spend also generated massive sales. Is it worth it? Yes. You have to understand that it does two things. First, it increases your gross sales. It does not increase your gross profit, it increases your gross sales. But because I increased my gross sales on certain products, my generic sales and my sales rank are increased. I have products that are under 5,000 in home that I actually really have solid advertising campaigns on. And they've run at about 11 or 12%. I have found the sweet spot in the listings. I go in and tinker with them. I make a few tiny adjustments here and there, not a whole lot. And they do extremely well for me. What it does is those sales go towards my sales rank too. So it helps improve my sales rank or maintain my sales rank. And that low sales rank, as you know, generates more sales for me because more people see it. My sell-through rate is very solid, so they send more traffic to it. It's just something that takes a lot of time. If you're selling just one pen, it's not worth learning pay-per-click. If you have a steady supply of pens, then it's worth doing pay-per-click. It is not the only advertising. If you look, you can do coupons. You can do all kinds of other things to help your sales. It's been a tough. It's been one of the toughest parts of my company. And now with me trying to retire, or whatever the frick you want to call it, it's something that I can't do. I've never been very good at it. I mean, I make it work, but I don't put in the time or the effort that I should with my pay-per-click. So what I need to do is I actually need to hire somebody that understands pay-per-click to work within my system of how I do things. I am not looking to rebuild my system. If they don't want to work within my system, I don't need them. I really don't. I can handle it on my own. So, I'll find somebody. It's one of those things that people get. They get crazy about it. They do it their way, or they don't do it. I've tried many times, and what happens is they want to tear everything down that you did and rebuild it all and start all over, and your spending goes through the roof. I've tried it 5 or 6 different times with different companies that are supposed to be great. It has never worked for me. Never. So I'll find somebody. I'll find a VA. Do you need an intern? On both, I'm not sure what you're asking for an intern on. As a for pay per click, yeah, I would consider it. I don't know what I could teach. I'm not a good teacher. That's one of the reasons I haven't gone to the college and said I could use a couple graduates. I'm not a good teacher. I've thought about it. I've tried it. I've tried it on video. It just doesn't pan out for me. I really need to get this down to what I'm finding as I do this stuff is that I need to be more organized than actually creating a system. My systems are pretty solid. The problem is I'm not organized in what I'm doing. So I kind of do it systemized, but I don't follow it step by step. But as I'm starting to get organized, I see how much easier it is to do step 1 and step 2 and step 3. For example, Amazon has made changes in the pay-per-click in the targeting. So I've had to go in, and I didn't know that. I found this out over the weekend that I could turn off targets that I didn't want to use. Like, for example, and I have to go back. I'm cheating again. They're professor. I have to go back into, I can go to all campaigns. Got to give me a second here, guys. I got to open a campaign up and I'll be able to tell you. You go into the ad group. Under targeting, there are 4 different types of targets. One is a close match. One is a loose match. One is substitutes. One is complements. I have decided that I am turning off everything except for close match. The only thing I use is close match. I started writing down everything I do with a timestamp so I could get organized. Yeah, I don't have a timestamp, but I do write everything down. Here's the keywords. I went looking for negative key phrases in one of my categories, and that's it. Yeah, I do that with my wife all the time. I tell her something and she tells me I didn't tell her, or she tells me something and I totally forget and blame it on her for not telling me. It happens. Guys, you have to understand, if you're going to build a brand or sell sell a private label or even sell replenishable items, pay per click is going to be a big part of it. Now, as I learn the pay per click on Amazon, I can transfer that knowledge to Google um, AdSense because eventually I want my own website, so I'm going to have to drive my own traffic. So, this learning curve and this system that I'm trying to put together is much easier when I start to go to the next level for growth. What I've learned is kind of like both was talking about. I write down everything, and what I do is I actually do it for a day or two, and I try and do it over and over again the same way. And I look at my notes, and if I do something a little different, I correct it. But for the most part, what I do is I get in there and I just keep doing it over and over again. A paperclip, pay per click. Oh man, my distraction. But guys, I need you to understand this is not easy. Putting it all together has been years in the making. Um, I love to learn. I said to my mom, I said, honestly, one of the biggest reasons I want out of this is I'm tired of having to stay on the cutting edge of technology. Uh, Um, More than anything else, what changes in this uh, in our industry is technology, advancements in pay per click, advancements in this, advancement in the platform, advancement in how things are done. I kind of I kind of like I love to learn, but I'm tired of trying to be I'm tired of being on the cutting edge. I I wanna Laura says, I'm making my first listing for my brand today. This is so helpful. When you're doing this, every time now Amazon makes suggestion of keywords. If you put in kitchen, it pops all these keywords that you can make negative. You can just click on them and add them to your listing. It's a very interesting thing. It's again cutting edge. I'm tired of being. I'm tired of this being forced for me to stay up with. Um, I'd like to learn about other things. Um, I'd like to learn about. I don't want to stop learning. I think if you stop learning, you start to die. I think part of keeping your brain going is that constant studying. But I'm just tired of Amazon. I don't know if anybody else, the old dog trying to learn new tricks. Nah, it's not the old dog learning new tricks. It's okay, I got enough tricks in my bag. I don't want to learn new tricks. I kind of got enough of that. I want to do something else. The old dog wants to go run a little bit and just play. That kind of thing, more than I don't want to learn a new trick. The cutting edge stuff is for the kids. Industry's never changed at this rate of speed before. it's a big push, guys. You know, it was a generational thing. The new generation would come in with new ideas and new. Now things change. I've seen things change 3 times in 1 week on Amazon. So we've reached the witching hour. I wasn't even sure I was going to be able to talk about pay per click for 30 minutes. The one thing I can tell you is I only use automatic campaigns. So uh, my big thing is my negative keywords. Think of a roadmap, and every time you take a negative and add a negative keyword, you're putting a roadblock on streets that you can't turn down. So eventually, you're going to get to where you want to be very quickly. You're going to get that very narrow direction going because of negative keywords. And that's where, and believe it or not, that's where I'm headed. I got to go work on negative keywords. This is what, Arthur, that's exactly what it bugs you. They spend money and it costs me money. And people don't see my brand where it should be. So I'm working on that. Guys, remember, God loves you. I'm trying. My fat ass has to get on that thing today. It's Monday. As soon as I sign off, I'll go get a drink of water and I'll be up there riding. Guys, remember this. All you got to do is get off your ass and go to work, and you can make something happen. I got to get going. If you enjoyed this, give me a thumbs up.